wonder, is it worth living now? They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked up pieces from my childhood in a broken house and healed my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again, I'ma work it out. So much shit can happen, yo, it got me tripping now. Yeah, it's feeling different now. Feel like I'm zoned out, put my phone down, damn it's cold out. Plotting on a rollout, we took our own route, really on our own now. These them winter schemes, plotting for better dreams, cooking flows and melodies for OGs with felonies who've been locked since the 70s. You gotta pray for enemies with jealousy, they only feed off the good-hearted. Just don't bargain, stay in your lane and keep hogging. Know that you a target and gotta finish what you started. Life of being an artist, gotta show them where your heart is. Put your all in, keep calling, keep going, don't stall it. Don't fall for what they all been dishing out. Just be yourself and it'll work it out. I wonder, is it worth living now? They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked up pieces from my childhood in a broken house and healed my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again, I'ma work it out. So much shit can happen, yo, it got me tripping now. Yeah, it's feeling different now. Yo, living in doubt could be the death for you. It's only a few that'll rap for you and rarely ones that'll step to you and let you know where you wrong at instead of letting you ride away in your soul. Rather be whole and pure in my spirit. This life never ending until you near it. A lot of shit to bear with. Sometimes you don't wanna share it, but don't keep it in cause you fear it. It's an epidemic sound and you can see right where I'm headed. I'm elevated, oh yeah. We was waiting, oh yeah. To make a statement, it's clear. The way them boys persevere. Yo, we taking the stairs. Don't let them get in our air. They go watch, I'ma stare. Tell them pull up a chair. God gon' answer our prayers. Living now. They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked up pieces from my childhood in a broken house and healed my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again, I'ma work it out. So much shit can happen, yo, it got me tripping now. Yeah, it's feeling different now.
I wonder if it's worth living now. They told me working 9 to 5 just to make it out. And now the dark nights got me needing mouth to mouth. Resuscitate my dreams, tell me what it's all about. I wonder if it's worth living now. They told me show a little skin just to make it out. They told me grind until I doubt, till I reach the clouds. Excuse me a little moment while I break out. Never let them take me out.
What is going on? What's going on, people? Tonight we're going to have a serious conversation. Tonight we're going to get deep with it. We're going to talk about businesses, LLCs, holding companies, the whole 9 yards. And I'm going to be open and I'm going to do some confessions as I'm in my Disruptive Male costume. Be sure to check out Disruptive Male. It's gotten very interesting. I'm starting to get a lot of subscribers, so that was definitely a good move with going with that level of content. But tonight, I want to talk about, to be in business, you need to be in business. And what does that mean? It's easy for me because I'm in business. And I've been in business for a long time. And for people who are not in business, for people who want to start businesses, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge, you know? It is. I'm trying to remember what it was like when I started my first business. I'm trying to remember that moment when I just got started. I didn't know anything and I was just out there hustling. And I'm trying to go back to that level. Which one came first, the money or the knowledge of the money? The knowledge came first. Hands down, knowledge. Wash hands. So one of the things I want to get into tonight is one of the aspects of getting started is to get started. And this seems to be a perplexing question for many people, where to get started. And I'm about to tell you something. I'm about to tell you about my failures. Because everyone's like, you failed, they want to hear these failure stories, but I'm going to tell it to you because in the context of today's conversation, it's going to make sense. But the reality is me failing, me telling you about it, it's not really going to help you. It's really not. So let's get into it. My first big failure on YouTube. It was my first book. I'm dyslexic. I've got some issues. My first book had massive typos and editorial errors. And I kept pushing it because I knew the content could help people. I kept pushing it. And I had to publicly admit that I had issues, taking responsibility, but I kept pushing it. And that first failure turned into $62,000 this first year. And that was the most pure money that I've ever made. When I say pure, I made this money from my organic. And it was really just intoxicating. I mean, I had made more money in the storage auction business, but I had never made money from a product that I created. I never did anything like that before. And one of the things that I learned from that was I could do it. And I think this is one of the things that is holding so many of you back is fear. When you were a loyal member of Broke Five Broke, why would you ever want to remember that trauma? Yeah, man, I don't really like going back there. That is true. But to help people out, to go back to when I was a broke buck, when I didn't have any money, I'm trying to relay the process and the procedure to you guys. Yeah, I put that actually I put that in the corporate toolbox. What up? So here is the things that is so vital to the conversation is like I said, for me it's easy because I've been in business and I know how this works. But to someone on the outside who, let's just say your name is Percy. And Percy, you want to start a business, you don't have a business, you don't have a lot of money, you're working the job that takes up most of your time. Where do you begin? And I would say to Percy asked me that question, I would say with self-improvement. You will begin with self-improvement because people want to go ahead and get into the mechanics of making the money, right? They want to get into the mechanics. They want to get into the mechanics. They want to get into making the money. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about the mechanics, because essentially I have had this issue ever since I've been on YouTube, and I've been talking about the same thing. Work on your mental environment. Work on your self-improvement. Work on leveling up your value as a person. And I've worked and I've talked about this, and so many people want to get into the mechanics of making money. They want to start doing stuff that makes money without prepping the mental environment. And essentially, I've been doing this on YouTube for 11 years, and I've been making money for 11 years. And I get a lot of people, it's like, how do you do that? What motivates you? What keeps you motivated? What keeps you going? And the answer to that question is, I was homeless. I know what homelessness looks like. I know what it tastes like. I know what it feels like. I was there. So I have a concrete frame of reference of what could happen to me if I slack off, or I'm irresponsible with my money, or if I do something stupid. I know what can happen. Many of you do not have a concrete frame of reference, and this is holding you back, because many of you want to start businesses, but you don't want to fail. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of trying something new and it doesn't work out. You're afraid of spending money and not getting an immediate return. And I'm here to tell you, you got to let that go. You got to let that go, because failure is the ultimate seed to success. I know you're like, what? This gets back into the night's topic. To be in business, you have to be in business. Now, what does that mean? What does that look like? All right, let's take the corporate toolbox. I was already on YouTube. I was already making videos. I made some videos talking about LLCs and holding companies and stuff. And then I went through my YouTube analytics and I saw that, hey, this is working. I should create a product for this. Best selling product I've ever created. Now, what happened? I was already in business, and that's gave me the ability to look around and see what was going on, because I was on the playing field. I was running plays. Some of these plays didn't work. Hand off the ball to the running back. He gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. We lose yards. What do? We run another play. And we run another play. And we keep running plays. So to be in business means you're on the playing field. And so many of you are stuck. You're just stuck in a situation that is not going to help you. You're just stuck. Fear, ego, pride, lack of knowledge, lack of how this thing goes. Hey, Stephen Jameson, that was my situation until I wrecked my car. It is so different today because literally you can get started with zero investment. This is the beauty of today. You could get started in many, many businesses without a lot of capital, without a lot of savings, but you got to work. And that WORK word, that 4-letter word, gives many people pause. And I go back to those beginning days. I go back to when I first got started. I remember like it was yesterday. I was at GC Solution. I was at Business Environments. And I had this customer who had a need. They needed some office furniture sold. What was I doing? I was selling office furniture. I already had customers, contacts, resources, an assembly crew, and they came in and we worked out a deal where I would get 50% of the sales. It was a perfect marriage. But how did that happen? I was already in business. I wasn't trying to start. I wasn't trying to shape nothing up. I was a commercial office furniture salesperson that was conducting business, and I ran into a customer that had a need of my unique set of skills. Perfect marriage. This was GC Solutions. My first business was started with zero money. I think it cost me $75 to form my LLC. And $100 to open up my business checking account. So I started a business that did 6 figures for $175. One of the things you guys have got to understand, you got to be on the playing field. You got to be involved. I don't care what, because one of the questions I get, what is a good business? That ain't the question. What is an easy business where I can go in and make easy money? That's the real question. And I don't really know. I really don't know. I don't know for you. Because here's the thing. All businesses work. See, it's not the business. Like, all right, let's take this. This is a Yeti cup. Yeti, right? What do they make? They make cups that keep drinks cool. Let me show you something. All right. Yeti sales increased from 147 million in 2015 to 468 million in 2016. Yeti's earnings in 2015 was 14 million. In 2016, it was 72 million. Yeti's top customer, Amazon, accounting for 30% of revenue in 2017. Revenue in 2018 was $778 million with net income of $57 million. Selling cups in coolers. See, it's not the business, okay? It is how you run the business. It's what special elements you bring to the business. Let me go ahead and show y'all something else. I made a joke about this years ago. Someone made a business of putting rappers' images on snacks. Someone is making money for posting rappers on snacks. Rap snacks. Chips. Chips. What's special about this? This ain't nothing special about this. It's just someone said, hey, I have an ideal. I want to create some chips. I want to put rappers on it, rap culture, and they're making money. They're making money. Bill Parcells used to say the best ability a football player can have is availability. Not the fastest or the strongest, but the player that can be consistent and show up. Nick Saban has a similar concept. See, here's the thing, guys. I want you guys to understand, because I get all these folks. What's the best business? What's the best business? You should reframe your thinking to what is the best business for you? What business can you excel in? What business can you take to the next level? What business can you take to the next level? What business can you do well? Yes, they started Yeti in the college dorm room making coolers. 2 college students. All right, Mindy Wadley. Excellent, excellent. So the first thing you got to do is make a decision. Going back, I had a job. I was making nice coin on my job. And this opportunity fell in my lap. And I made a decision. I went to the guy, had him sign a contract, formed my LLC, and I began making sales. I began bringing them customers. I began selling that office furniture. And within 7 months, I had sold enough furniture to have $200,000 in my business checking account. I remember the first time I went to the ATM, I drew some money out of that business checking account with my ATM card. And when I looked at that receipt, it was staggering because the thing is, I was making sales and I was putting all of this money in my business checking. I did not touch the money. And this is another lesson that you have to learn. You've got to learn how to control your spending. It was years of making money before I really started spending money. I mean, I was on YouTube making 7 figures. I didn't really spend that much because you want to leave your company with enough resources to take advantages of future opportunities. And if you're spending all of the money, you can't take advantage of the opportunities. Like this year, I will say hands down, this is the most money that I've ever spent. The Porsche, the new BMW, the house. But even while I was spending money for stuff like that, I got new cameras, I got a new MacBook Pro, I got a new iMac. I spent money on the business. I don't never neglect the money. There's always money in the business for the business. If I needed to spend $100K for advertising, I could because the money is in the business. And this is the thing. Like, I get these little childish comments like, man, I thought you were so rich. You'd be doing this. You don't understand. This is something that every person who is self-made and has gone through a few setbacks has come to understand. If I take care of the money will take care of me. And this is one of the things that so many people who don't have money, they dream of having money and they push their dreams and ambitions on the people who have money. Because essentially, you know what I did after I made my first $1 million? You know what I did the next day? I went to work. I didn't throw a party. There was no cookies and punch or cake. I was like, oh, that's good. I went to work. And this is what every millionaire, every multimillionaire, every billionaire, once they crossed that $1 billion mark, the next day they went back to work. They went to work. And what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to have these more serious conversations on these serious topics, and my views reflect that, because I only want heroes. Because, I'm getting over the view thing because, I will drop some really good content and not get any views, because this is one thing about the YouTube algorithm. People drive the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is driven by what you watch. And I know this when I get to the serious conversations, the serious topics, I don't get a lot of views. Why actually someone like Kevin Samuels can talk about relationships and get 100,000 views on the live stream talking about relationships, nothing that puts any money in your pocket. Nothing. And this is where the culture is, because this is another big issue. People rather be entertained than educated. It is a big, big thing that people want to be, because essentially I'm trying to give you the keys to the castle. Essentially, going back, reflecting upon where I was, I had a job, I started my first business, I made a decision. And then behind that decision, I took action. And then the next year, I wanted to try to sell new office furniture, which I did, but I didn't make nowhere near as money as I did with selling used office furniture. You got to be in business to be in business. So the lesson learned, I was like, man, this year, because I had 3 friends who were selling furniture, and they was like, that's good. You made a profit. You made a profit. They were like, congratulations. You made a profit. And I was just like, but I was altered and I was programmed by the profit from selling the used office furniture. I sold $500,000 worth of used office furniture. I made $250,000. I sold $1.5 million of new office furniture. I made $40,000. That didn't really sit there right with me. I was just like, I don't like these numbers. I don't like these numbers. These numbers, I don't like them. And this is what led me to look for used stuff. And this is how I got in the storage auction business. But the whole tale, I was in business. I was in business because it gave me the ability to reflect, to look out, to find other businesses to get into. So this opened up the door for me to get into other businesses. Master P, I think he does wrap chips. Yep. I agree with you. I feel that a lot of people will be forced to do the side businesses. Branding, marketing, and sales. Yep. This is true. I used to sell t-shirts out of my truck, and I would always run into other people selling and doing it. Because see, you got to get on the playing field. This is the thing that I keep trying to hammer home. You got to get on the playing field. You got to get into it. You got to start something. You can start an eBay business. You can start a YouTube business. I'm getting ready for those of you in the corporate toolbox. I'm going to redo the YouTube webinar because let me go ahead and tell you my plan. Because I'm in business. There's a lot of YouTube course creators talking about how to get a YouTube channel, grow it. There is no one talking about creating a YouTube business. Just like there's no one talking about creating holding company business. It's me. I'm the only one that's really pushing this agenda. I'm the only one that's really educating these people. So let me go ahead and tell you my plan. I got my assistant right now for the rest of the year. She's going to do research, finding how much money I made on YouTube channels, videos. And then we are going to find all of the, I thought there was more YouTube channel creators, but she only found like 60 of them. I thought there was way more of them than that. But what I'm going to do is run my ads strictly on those channels. Why? If you're watching how to make YouTube videos channels, yeah, it means you're interested in doing YouTube. So you are my targeted customer. And I'm going to make it about $200 to $300 for this course. And I'm going to run ads on it. And I'm going to do very well because nobody's talking about it. No one is talking about it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how I got in the business of selling information on how to structure and set up your business. It's a very esoteric, it's a very dry subject matter that a lot of people don't get excited about. I'm about to get people excited about it because I'm going to drive a Porsche for free. Did you heard? Have you heard me? Hey, have you heard me? I'm going to be driving a $118,000 car. That's going to be free because of my knowledge of corporations and corporate structure. See, you got to get into the game. You got to get started. No, I don't invest in stocks. And let's go ahead and talk about this. Why I don't invest in stocks. And I heard that Bitcoin hit an all-time high and all this. I really don't care. This is another lesson that you're going to learn. Right now, you got people who are trying to swing trade, do options, run a company, and they're not going to be successful as they would if they would just focus on one thing. So I'm going to focus on my online course business and consulting business. And my YouTube, I'm already focused on three things. I'm going to start doing Forex trading. I was told that you cannot part-time Forex trading, even though I see several videos of people who part-time Forex trading. That's the stuff right there. If my children don't see me working on my business, they will end up working and making someone else's wealth. Pretty much. Even when you look at free audiobooks on YouTube from legend like Napoleon Hill, they can make you rich if you follow it. The views are peanuts compared to prank videos. People want to be entertained, man. People want to be entertained. Yeah, I heard Dan Locke say that in person at a webinar, at a seminar I attended. R.C. Rosie, if you were to go back, would you stay longer in the office furniture business? No. Because once I left that job and started my own business, and I got addicted to the freedom of being a business owner. And once I looked at, because, $40,000 after making $250,000 kind of sucks. And if I had stayed in the office furniture business and kept it going, it'd probably be a $20 million a year company by now if I stayed with it. But frankly, I didn't like the business as much as I liked the YouTube business. And the storage auction business was exciting. It was fun. It was something new every day. My learning curve was like straight up elevator. So I don't look backwards, because my time selling office furniture was my time selling office furniture, and I learned a lot, and I just moved on. Typically, less than 5% of the people's general population make major moves. The average person just wants a comfy residence, a car, happy hour, and someone lying them, telling them they're going to be faithful. Good Lord, man. Good Lord, man. Stephen, I don't know, because essentially the information is out there if you're looking for it. But going back to Brown's points that people want to be entertained, people want to just play, people don't really want to put forth the effort, because this is one of the hardest things I have, because I've been talking about the mental environment since I've been on YouTube. And a lot of people, man, I've had people in the comment section, don't give me the mental game, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do, man. Tell me what to do. And I tell them what to do, and they do it, and they fail. And they don't understand the mental game is so important. Pretty much, Ron's, because this is another thing. Once you get in business, once you get a taste of that money, right? You can't go back to just having a job. Because I realized a few years ago that I had been self-employed, aka business owner, longer than I held any job. Because I crossed that, let's see, from 1985, I joined the military, and I won't count that as a job. From 1985 to 2000. So that was 15 years having jobs. So from 2000 up to now, 20 years, I've been self-employed or a business owner. So I have been self-employed and a business owner longer than I've held jobs. You got to break the elephant up into little bits. I'm going to have to do, I got to figure that out. Explore V12. You got to make a decision. And this is where your money management skills come in, because I have a lot of truckers. I have a consultant client who's a trucker. He barely has time for the consults, and he doesn't have time to do the action items. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision to let that job go and get another job and do something else. You got to make a decision, because essentially with a 12-hour job, you're working 14 hours a day, because when you include the time on the job, your lunch break, your driving time getting there, it's a 14-hour day. So that only gives you like 2 hours to do some stuff, and the other 8 hours you sleep. Exposure makes the difference. Many people want more, saw that there was more first. That's why we must expose ourselves to people ahead of us, regardless of how much we make. Ron's, a business environment, I was the only salesperson there that didn't drive a luxury car. At the time, I had a Nissan Maxima when I started working there before I got the BMW. One guy had the Acura NXX, Mercedes, Range Rover. I was the only salesman that was driving a normal car when I got there. But I left there driving a luxury vehicle like everyone else. Having to work hard is off-brand for this Instagram generation. They rather lie and scam 2x harder than to work to create an illusion that they're rich and travel. Pretty much, pretty true. Cartoon climates, you got to do what's right for you. Yes, yes, yes. My email, leave some money in the bank. This is how I got the Divvy credit card with that high ass limit, having money in the bank. You need to have some money in the bank. Cartoon climax. Let me just give you a bit of advice. When you're on the grind, there ain't no work-life balance. Just let that go. Because if you're trying to have a balance where you're going to go to school, you're going to hustle, you're going to be in your little relationship, you're going to be very bad at all three. Do this. Make a decision for X amount of time, 2 to 3 years. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this only. And you will see massive results once you cut out the diffusion and you stop with the undivided attention. There is no work-life balance when you're hustling. This is something I tell all my consultant clients. I'm like, the first few years, your nose to the grindstone. Your wife might leave you. Your wife might leave you because, like, my ex-girlfriend used to get pissed off because she won't have sex and I was working. And it takes a special kind of mate, because there are some women out there who are hustling, who are doing certain things, but it takes a special kind of mate who is emotionally self-sufficient to be around an entrepreneur. The psychology of being in business is so tough to develop. It's why so many people give up. You don't have to be a genius to have a business. Just drive and the ability to literally copy what others are doing. Eric Youngblood, I'm going to halfway agree with you and halfway disagree with you. I feel that most people are just lazy. Honestly, they just lazy. They don't want to do the work, because I don't know if I have a special kind of quirk of gene that just, like, if I fail, all right, that didn't work, let's do this other thing. Well, that's part of the game, man. The Wall Street Trapper talks about that. Exposure makes a hell of a difference. The first time a friend from my school dropped me off in his mom's Infiniti, I thought I was on top of the world riding around. That whet my appetite towards luxury. Yes, being exposed to certain things does open up your mind. Magicians know how to make much work it takes for a trick to look easy to the crowd. Be the musician, not the crowd. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Hustle hard. Work hours are from wake up to bedtime. We about that life. Throwing up gang signs. Part of the corporate citizen clique. Throwing up gang signs. I like that. Yeah, there ain't no balance, man. Let that go. Charles Finney, I'm going through that now. A girl wanted to spend time, but my business comes first, so we stopped talking. I mean, it's going to take a special kind of woman to be in a relationship with a man who is chasing a dream. She's got to be emotionally self-sufficient because you can't be a needy chick and be with an entrepreneur. Pretty much. People want to ball, but don't want to do the work. I just think most people are lazy. Let's see. Refresh your screen, Rod, for real estate. Because one of the things that I talk about in this journey is you got to be in business. You got to make a decision. You got to get started with something. Like right now, Bitcoin has jumped up, and I'm one of the few people that has enough coin to buy enough Bitcoin to make a difference. And I'm just like, all right, that's over there. That's over there. Because if I keep doing what I'm doing, I can make millions. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I can make millions. So one of the things as an entrepreneur, you've got to learn to be focused. I don't know. What do you make? I can't tell you just throw something down. What do you make? Does your business actually make any money? It sounds like you're struggling. When I meet women and they ask if I have kids, I say no, but I do have a business that comes first like a kid. Steve Jameson, that's a great thing to say. That's a beautiful thing to say. Because you got to focus, man. Like I got all kinds of plans for 2021. I got my assistant working on my 2021 agenda right now because once I get that course hammered down, once I get the ads, and once I get the webinar going and I start running, that's going to be like $50 to $100,000 a month additional revenue. And one of the reasons I'm waiting until the beginning of the year to do this is because right now it's the end of the year. We have 2 weeks left in the end of the year, and people are going to be trying to look for tax situations. And I don't want to put this course out at the end of the year when people will think like, well, I can go out and do this and get these deduct. No. We got to do it right. Yeah, you can get a lot of nice houses down here for $300K. You can get a lot of stuff. You can't say no income, man. You got to play the game. You got to play the game a certain kind of way. You're not playing the game correctly because one of the things is if you're going for American Express, you're going for Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo business cards, the way that you're playing the game ain't going to work. You got to play the game that by their rules. And you're going to have to declare some income on your taxes for you to be able to get these credit products. Steve Jameson, this is why I'm waiting till January 1st to start running ads. I'm not running no ads right now because right now I am seeing people I have never seen in my life run ads, and it's going crazy. So I'm going to wait and run my ads at that point. because they will go down. They will definitely go down, and then we will actually have a reasonable expectation for ads, because essentially I got my ad budget already set up. I just got to go ahead and get the content set up, and I'm going to be doing this in the corporate toolbox, because tomorrow at 3 p.m. we have a open forum where you can ask whatever question you want. Yeah, I'm not running no ads. I'm not running no ads right now, because essentially, due to my organic traffic, I'm making sales from YouTube. So I don't see, and for this new product, it's going to be targeted, because this was one of the reasons I was trying to create a YouTube channel for YouTube. But, the YouTube algorithm don't like me. Andre L., this is one of the things. I got a video that I shipped out to my editors tonight talking about money, sex, and relationships. And as a man, you need to get your business up and running before the relationship. It's just going to make things easier, because when she meets you as an established paid entrepreneur, that's how you walk in the door, Essentially, this is what happens. All profits, deductions, and expenses flow up to the holding company. So it doesn't really matter. X-Blind loyalty. You got to be making at least 100K profit to be taken seriously by a bank. You usually get 200 to 300K in financing, depending on if the funds are asset based. Essentially, I would agree with that, engineer life skills, because I was watching a video talking about S corporations, because essentially this is what the guy said. If your income is like $40,000, then it's not going to be enough income for you to consider doing an S corp, because of the additional expense of creating an S corp and having CPAs and stuff file your paperwork and stuff. I was like, 40K? I do 4 times that a month. And then once again, I had to come back down to earth and realize that many people don't have businesses where they get to create their product. See, my business is 100% organic, because I am the manufacturing plant of my product. So I don't have any cost to manufacture my product. I mean, because someone asked me, would I go back in the storage auction business? And here's a confession. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little jealous that all of these people with these resale videos, these storage auction videos, I'm like, you don't know nothing. I was a little jealous. I was all up in my feelings. I was just like, really? This video got 300,000? What? I got better views. I got better videos. They're buried on this channel, because one of the issues with this channel is it's 11 years old and there's so much content. I mean, seriously, if you came to this channel and tried to watch all of the videos, it would literally take you a year of watching videos on this channel, 8 hours a day for a year. So, I got to do better. I know, Amanda Watley. I know, man. I know. I feel you, bruh. I feel you. But we're getting ready to start doing a lot more training in the corporate toolbox, because I'm on a different agenda, because I want to educate people from a static level and get them to where I'm at. Because, let me just go ahead and tell you, for me to have a company as small as mine, to make the profit that I do, is exceptional. It's exceptional, because I've got 6 employees, and include me, 7 people in this company. And the profit margins are exceptional, which is why I have to have the corporate toolbox shenanigans, because I would get raped on taxes. I would get raped. Like you, man, ooh, it's crazy. But what I want you guys to understand and I want you guys to know is once you get through what I call the gauntlet, and this is the beginning of your business. This is the beginning. This is the starting, this point of getting all of this stuff going. This is where truth meets reality. And it's going to be a year or two. It's going to be really rough. It's going to be uncertain. It's going to be unpredictable. And then you got to make the mental shift to get used to that unpredictability and those shenanigans and that craziness. You got to do that. You got to do that. You got to be the architect of your own destiny. But, you know, I'm not going to start a resale channel because I have to stay focused on what I'm doing, because that would be a splintering of focus, because I got 2 YouTube channels I ain't even posting on because I've been focusing on this channel, Savage Finance, and Disruptive Mail. So that ain't going to happen because I would just be too scattered. Profit margins are nice. Profit margins are about 98%. So, Coastal Designer, thank you for the $10 super chat. Time is money. Knowledge is corporate citizenship. Yes, yes, yes. Pretty much, because that's a really good way of putting it, Steve Jameson, because in the beginning, it's going to be rough. It's going to be dynamic. It's going to be a little crazy, and you got to ride that horse and stay in the saddle until the horse stops bucking. That's what you got to do, man. Because like I said, to be in business, you got to get started. You got to make a decision to get in business. You got to make a decision to become that man. You got to make that decision to get started, to start massive activity, to really do some stuff. You got to be that person, because one of the big issues that is happening is that people are waiting for the right opportunity versus creating the right opportunity. You know, it's kind of funny with YouTube, because when you have assistants, managing people is a time suck of itself. And pretty much what's going to happen is this channel is just going to be talking about topical, like this. There's like 181 of y'all in the room. If I was talking about Trump or there'd be 400, 500 people here. So that's pretty much, because till the end of the year, I'm going to do more structured talks like this, talking about things you need to do to get in business. Because and most of my focus is going to be on Savage Finance, because Savage Finance is growing 2,000-3,000 subscribers per month. And this is something you've noticed. Do I ever ask you to subscribe to Savage Finance? I don't ever ask anyone to subscribe to Savage Finance, but I get subscribers all of the time. Because essentially, this is where many YouTubers make a mistake. It's like, hey, welcome. Be sure to subscribe before the value proposition is established. Because I'm like, I ain't going to subscribe to you because you just said, ask me to subscribe. You need to give me value. Business income varies greatly. Other business owners say you need to invest in real estate for stable. I don't agree at all. I don't agree. What you need to do is start advertising your business and marketing your business, and your income will go up. Pretty much, Steven. You got to be able to make those moves, man. You got to make those moves. I like that. You got to be able to lay a foundation in moving water. This is how they build bridges. They put the foundation in the water as they're building the bridge. This is how they do it. It should already be there. I'll look. Well, see, YouTube is not going to surface up those older videos. See, one of the things I learned in my YouTube mastermind is how YouTube works. And this is why because if I had added the Savage Finance content to this channel, it would have been a disaster. So I was better off to start a completely new channel with a new agenda and new content, new look, feel, and touch. And it's working out because I'm going to be at 24,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I'm probably going to be at 40 to 50,000 subscribers my first year with Savage Finance. My first year. I didn't get to 50,000 subscribers on this channel for about 7 years. So, it's totally different things. Thank you, Rons. Binge watching the playlist. We have similar minds. Thank you, Wayman Brown, for the $2 super chat. They are vastly different because with a digital business, scaling is so much easier. With a physical business, scaling is you have to buy stuff, you have to hire people. It's just way more costly to scale a physical business. Like, let's say 1 million people hit the Hustler B School for Hustlers. Say 1 million people hit that website. Guess what? It's already built. It can handle that traffic. I don't have to do anything. So if my traffic spiked on that website, the website can handle it. Whereas if I had a physical business and then I started getting like 1 million customers, I might go out of business because I won't have the resources to serve all those customers. So the biggest difference is scalability, the amount of money, because I don't really have to do anything with my websites once I get the courses built and stuff. I don't have to do anything. I did the wealth habits and money management courses. Which courses should I do next? You should review the strategic holding course, and the corporate toolbox is all of the new corporate content. That's the big difference. Yes, business is still business. You still got to get customers. You still got to market. You still got to price. You still have to manage. You have to manage relationships. So yeah, it's still business. It's just, it's different. The mechanics of a digital business are vastly different than the mechanics of a physical business. All right. All right. Be busy. Be busy. All right. So letting you guys know that the price of the corporate toolbox is going to go up in 2021. So if you want to get in, you want to get in now. Links below. So with this, I will see you guys in the next one.